January 13th to February 10th. Here's what we have. And forgive me if I've done 3 versions of the animations in this thing. And it's sort of 1 step forward and 2 steps back. So it's not going to be consistent. Venus is rising in the southwest. It's coming around from behind the sun, and it's in the northerly heading part of the ecliptic. So that'll be neat. And it goes right by Saturn, January 22nd. About 30 minutes of separation, a touch less. So it's about the distance of the width of the moon away from Saturn. So you'd be able to find Saturn really easy because it's right next to this aircraft landing light that's Venus. And there's a very faint new moon at about 5:30. You have to have a good view to the southwest. I have a supreme Douglas fir overcast in that direction. And then my favorite planet that I've never actually seen, it's going by Uranus. Everything goes by Uranus, it appears, this year, and I've missed every single one of them. Hopefully not this one. January 28th around 8:15 p.m. And then 2 days later, close conjunction of the moon and Mars. So I'm going to talk also, show some evidence of the effect of orbital dynamics, syzygy, and again, one of my favorite words, to do with the tides here. And I'll do a little rant on my favorite subject. Krista mentioned the comet that's coming. I did not try to address it because, one, as far as I can tell, it's still not visual. It's a binocular object at best. And as somebody much brighter and more important than I said, comets are like cats. They have tails and they do whatever the hell they want. So you can't trust them. So I didn't bother with it. What else was there? Oh yeah, there's nothing interesting astronomically happening in the first 10 days of February, so I'm not even going to talk about it. So January 22nd. This is a stellarium screenshot. I am now an elder in the religion of stellarium because it is way cool. So that is the 22nd of January at 5 p.m. If you don't know, well, I can't see the cursor on here, so it doesn't matter. You got the date and time window on the bottom right there, and it's 5 p.m. for Seashell. Venus and Saturn are at the top. They're about 13 degrees above the horizon in the southwest. And there's a very, very thin new moon, about 5-6 degrees above the horizon. That if it's clear and not too hazy, you should be able to pick that out with binoculars, if not naked eye. It can be tricky though, especially with our less than clear atmosphere. Okay, so that's the good one. I have a second presentation that's going to show the big arc that Venus is going to do in our sky. And to me, that's one of the most awesome things around. Venus sucks when you try and look at it through a telescope, but it sure grabs your attention in the evening. So 1/2 degree apart, about 1 moon width. And then the very thin new moon So that's the 22nd. Now, on the 28th, this will be, what is it, about 51 degrees elevation. I don't know what the azimuth is, but there's only one moon, so it shouldn't have a problem. And I timed this, it's 8 p.m. And if you look at the terminator, you can see the label where it says moon up the top right. Follow that line down, it's just past first quarter. And Uranus is just about on that line, about half the diameter of the moon. So about 15 minutes. And I figure this may be my best shot at finding Uranus in binoculars. I should be able to do it naked eye, but with something like half a moon next to it, probably not.
So your best chance to see it is to find something that will obscure the moon, like a big branch.
Yes.
Because the glare will just wipe it out.
Yeah. No, I mean, Uranus is just bright enough. You can see it naked eye. But again, I'll admit, I've never picked the thing up. I've looked for it. We had a good chance when the moon was eclipsed. But again, I'm 30,000 feet too short because we were solid overcast. So
Take a picture.
I'll see it one of these times.
Take a picture.
I'll
You
try.
remove the moon.
Yeah, true. Well,
Your clock.
I don't know what that is.
It's pretty. It's a Kuiper belt.
It's either that or, oh, another Starlink launch. Okay, I don't know what happened here. It looked okay when I built it. January 30th.
Is it a problem with the computer? Or?
It certainly looks to be.
Yeah, go back a slide.
And
Okay.
oh, okay. Well, anyway, ignore the bottom half of that. As of yesterday, Mars reached its westernmost stationary point, and now it's starting prograde motion again. Because it goes retrograde as we approach conjunction or opposition, I mean, because we're going faster than it is. I can see Bruce doing the geometry in front of him. I do the same thing. And now we've passed Mars. And our angle has changed a little bit. So Mars now starts to move relative to the background stars. So
Is it gonna move towards the horizon?
it will move east.
It will move east.
Yes. Now it's basically, it's as high up in the sky as it gets because it was at opposition and it's winter time here. So as time goes on, yes, it will get closer and closer to the horizon, but it's going to follow us and dive as it does so.
Yeah.
Okay. That's Comet McNaught, I think. I hope. And come on. There we are. So you may remember the tides a year ago. And the neat thing about astronomy is you can predict this stuff, which I did because those articles I wrote. Perigee for the moon varies over the year. And it's the effect of interactions with the sun. Its perigee, of course, isn't a fixed amount. It goes out and it comes in, goes out and comes in twice a year. Don't ask me why. But late December a year ago and this year, last year, I mean, The moon was at perigee on the 21st, I believe, right around new moon. So it's as close as it gets and it's lined up with the sun. So all the tidal effects go up because they vary as the cube of the distance inversely. And everything's in a straight line. So that's when we got the very high tides a year ago. And then in January, we got the west winds, 30, 40, 50 miles an hour. That blew all the waves and put the driftwood up across onto the coast hotel. So. And it was Yogi Berra who said that. It's like deja vu all over again. And his first names actually are Lawrence Peter, I believe. Not Yogi. So this is the picture I took 15 minutes after super high tide on, I think it was the 23rd or 24th of December.
Oh,
And that's the Davis Bay Pier.
nice.
And you ain't getting a kayak under that pier. Not upright, you're not. And the cool thing is, in the middle of the night, because I had a picture of that the year before. The group of pilings right at the left edge of that picture that are not part of the pier itself, they're actually closer to where I was taking the picture. Those were out of the water at low tide.
You mean the right edge of that picture?
No, the left edge.
Yeah.
There's a clump of them, about 4 of them.
Oh,
Okay.
I know the old pier is to the right.
Yeah. And those ones were probably part of the old pier, but you can see where the shelter is. Just left, almost at the edge, there's a group of piles that are all together and they're closer. Those ones, the base of them was dry, you could walk to it.
They were exposed.
Yeah. So that gets your attention.
What was that, about 12 or 15 foot high?
16 and a bit.
Did it really?
And the earth is closest to the sun on January the 4th. So that's when we get the highest solar tides. That's about 40% of what the moon does. So you add them all up, you get a 19% increase. And when you combine that with wind, boom.